Hey, what's going on everybody? Rob Marzullo here. Got another drawing video for you. And today's drawing video is going to be on drawing the human foot. Mainly in comic book kind of fashion, which is what I'm most accustomed to. But it's got the same basis for drawing it in realism or whatever. So I will get started. I already have. And first I'll start off with the foot kind of coming at you. Not that I'm some extreme professional at drawing feet, but I'll give you what I know. One of the things I like to do is kind of define the overall shape, which you see I just kind of outlined, maybe like a foot in a suit or boot or whatever, traditional comic book stuff. You kind of draw like this little bottom part of the sole right there. So what I do, here I made the point kind of all the way towards the viewer. Generally the point will be offset. If you look down at your own foot, your big toe isn't in the middle, it's off to the one side. But a lot of shoes, maybe designs or whatever, do have a point to the middle, so you could get away with that too. So generally what I would do is define the shape like that. I would kind of do this little round over line that you see me sketching over right there. That to me says that the foot's coming at you, that you do have a dimension this way going around. Here's the upper part of the foot, and you might see a little bit of back of the heel right there, and the ankles. And I want to say the ankles are. Don't quote me on this. I would actually need to look at reference, unfortunately. One's higher, one ankle. I want to say this outside one is higher, like this. Could be wrong there. So there, I think there's an angle like that. So don't quote me on that. Check that for yourself. Get back with me. Let me know. So okay, so there's the foot from a perspective that it's coming out at the viewer. So if I was to draw the same foot from the side, I probably should be showing you how to break these down with wedge shapes. So let me also kind of show you that. You really want to get in the habit when you're drawing to look at everything like a totally different shape, totally different object than what you're really looking at. I think the benefit of that is that when you start drawing more complex things, that you break those down with more simple to understand, easier to digest shapes. So instead of looking at this like it's a foot, which isn't an overly complex shape anyways, but you start seeing other shapes. Like here, there's a definite, you know, half of a pyramid or triangular shape. So again, you could break that down a couple ways. Here's another, pyramid triangular shape. So, you start looking at that. Obviously here you got a cylinder, and you start seeing those in your drawings, and again, you're able to process that a little bit quicker because you're not focused on the more complexity or the complexity of the entire shape. So there's the foot from the side view. So now let me shrink these down, get them out of the way here. Oop, move these over. And I like to show you a couple at a time. And I'll show like another. Okay. Let's see, another one where, let's see, what would the foot be doing? Typical of superhero poses is like, okay, you got the leg stretched downward. There's your calf. There's the outside of the leg. Here's the ankle, and the foot is pointed. So something like that. That's overly pointed right there, but you see that. Like if it's some super character flying up in the air, he's got his foot pointed down to really stretch the pose and show that he's really lunging up into the air with his superpowers, whatever. So what you want to show there, this one's quick and easy, but you might see the back of the heel a little bit like that. Let's see. I don't know how you'd really want to show that too much more. You definitely want to see. I don't know if you'd see both of the ankles. You definitely want to see both the ankles evenly. So let me erase some of that there. So You got the heel here. You can see part of the foot there, the ankle here. I don't even, at this angle, I don't even think you'd see the other side of the ankle. So, that's the other part you have to work out when drawing these. You want to make sure that you don't try to draw everything that you picture. How do I explain that? Like, part of your mind always wants to draw everything in. Like, it's one of the reasons why when you first see somebody draw superheroes or characters, they do this number. Forgive my cookie, what do you call it? Gingerbread man drawing. Um, that's very natural in the beginning because your mind tells you to draw everything in that picture. He's got 2 arms, 2 legs, 10 fingers, 10 toes. When really the part that comes with lots of practice is realizing not to draw everything the same. That parts are covered by other parts. That if the head's down and the shoulders back or down, you might not even see the neck. So that comes with practice and drawing various shapes of characters. So even as little, even recognizing that and knowing that, the first thing I did was draw both sides of the ankle, but not realizing that I was going to draw a foot on an angle, and portions of that other side of that foot would be covered, and you wouldn't see it. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Kind of a long explanation for why I was drawing the foot that way, but I want you to understand, because that's the purpose of these, is to try to explain the thought process and the creation of stuff like this. Even though I'm drawing an absolutely horrid foot right now. Yeah, let's just go ahead and scratch that one, shall we? Good enough. Okay, so we got the front, the side, that pointed crappy drawing I just showed you. And what's another use of the foot? Well, I guess I should show you the foot as it actually looks and not just in a boot. So let's try that. Again, I'm going to try to break this down in simplified shapes. So there's my cylinder, my pyramid type shape. I'm going to block it out at the front, the spot for the ankle, and zoom up to this a little bit more. Alright, so now you've got the bones that come downward like this into the foot, and you've got the toes that have, what is it, 2 appendages or 2 segments to the appendage, I think would be the way that you would say that. And I'll be honest, I just kind of draw these Fred Flintstone little rounded spots right there. I draw a little bump and connect it to the top part of the foot, a little bump, connect to the foot. And that's kind of how I get away with drawing my toes or feet. Big pad there on the the ball of the foot, big pad there. I usually draw this line, or a couple of lines, connect them together like that. Round this up, bring it up to the ankle, little rounded line there. Back to the calf. I usually draw the front part of the leg a little bit rounded too. Never use. Whenever I'm drawing anatomy, I try to never draw a straight line. So just another little tidbit there. I mean, do what you like, but I just never really see any straight lines in body parts. So I stay away from them altogether as far as that goes. And, little toenails to make it look more dimensional. Yeah, so that's my ugly little foot right there. The big toe, obviously drawing that sucker massive. I think the pinky toe always curls up and kind of goes its own way a little bit. Maybe a couple little wrinkles here depending on how big the character is. I think I got that calf too short and squatty too. It's always hard for me to just do a floating body part and make it look totally correct. I've always got to link it to the other parts to get, mainly, it's probably just mainly for proportion reasons. It's hard to tell where to put the calf when I can't quite see where the knee's going. So that's just me. But yeah, so that would be a foot right there. And for a toe or a foot coming at you, or a finger for that matter, you can always just kind of draw this the nail shape first if you want. Sometimes I will. And then if it's a toe, the bottom part is going to be just a little bit flat. It's going to be mounted to the ground. And then it's going to go resets back into space. So you got to kind of picture this cylinder shape receding back into space. Some wrinkles and lines for the top of the toe knuckle, which sounds funny. Toe knuckle. Hee hee. I don't know. It just sounds funny. Anyways, then the kind of the divider skin, the flap of skin in between the toes. And if you want to make toes look realistic, just make them look all crunched up and gnarly, because they almost always are. I mean, I don't think anybody has very pretty toes, not that I'm aware of anyway. So you just kind of throw them in there, and they don't have to be straight and, you know, clean cut or nothing. That they're toes, for God's sakes. So there's that. I don't know. And you just keep throwing those in there, and it always helps me if I got another perspective drawn out like this to draw the next one. Even though I'm just kind of slapsticking this part together, I could probably do that, especially digitally, because you can move stuff around so easily and adjust it. It's one thing I like about working digitally, because you can pull off some stuff like that. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could probably grab this toe, copy it, resize it, distort it, and make the rest of the other toes. But I try not to do that, too much, just because you want to strengthen your own ability to draw the stuff just from your mind's eye. But then there comes a time when you're drawing this stuff, and you also think of deadlines and how can I get it done faster. So, and if you can still make it look just as impressive, then why not do it? So, all right, how many toes do people have? I mean, let me see. Let me look at my foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 toes on a foot. Or maybe I have 6 toes because I'm special. Okay. So, yeah, at any rate, there you go. That's an ugly foot. Actually, and to tell you, why it's wrong, it should be going back like this. So, but again, easy to fix. Control Z, grab my gnarly toes, and that'd be squish. Can I get away with rotating it? I think I can. I think I can. Where we go here? Right there. That's ugly, but I could erase the outer line. And I just keep playing with it until I get it right. It's not the best foot there, but keep in mind I'm not looking at reference either. If I was looking at something like this that I don't draw every day, because to be honest, when you're drawing comic book stuff, you're usually putting socks on them, or boots or whatever. So in all reality, on something like this, I would look at reference just to get it, really close to, or closer to what a real foot would look like, especially in a foreshortened perspective, which always seems to be a bit tricky for me. And I'd probably throw the ankles in back here somewhere. Maybe you get a little bit of the heel, but that's probably only if it's on more of an angled perspective. Yeah, so let's see. So if I zoom back now, you've got foot from a couple different perspectives. You've got the superhero boot from the front and side perspective. And then if you just want to add stuff to it, like buckles right there, you can do that real easy. You can even do something like this. Bam, you got, leprechaun boots or whatever. So you can change these up real quick and get some different designs. Just add some designy kind of stuff in there, whatever, and create your own, kind of shoes. Create the next famous tennis shoe. I don't know, but yeah, but that's how I would draw some feet. So somebody requested that, and I felt like I needed to touch on that because this was requested like a while ago, and I get caught up in these videos and I'm drawing all this stuff, comic books, storyboards, you name it. So I kind of forgot to do this one, and they reminded me, and I thought, oh shoot, I've got all these other videos I'm supposed to do too, but this was one that people were waiting on, so I figured I needed to do it. So there is drawing the foot in all its glory. So thanks very much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the videos, please. It's always appreciated. And drop me a line and let me know what videos you'd like to see in the future. I also just uploaded a new site. It's called robertmarzullo.com. Just houses my artwork and stuff like that. You can even like us on Facebook under Ram Studios Comics. Always appreciated. I'll keep the videos coming. Talk to you soon. Keep drawing. Keep having fun. Bye.